trading them.
Vernon Morency.
Yeah, he's starting Green
He's
Bay.
an injury away from.
No, well, everybody's an injury away. Okay, are you ready to do
Yes.
this yet?
Is the camera on?
Yes. Whenever we're ready. I'm going to start. Are you good?
Dad, did you read this?
I can read it anytime I want. Welcome, everybody, this week to the North Idaho Football News, your online source for your fantasy football needs. With me is a gentleman who maybe needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyways. Dane Wilson, the man whore, here with us today to share his thoughts. Dane, the hand of fellowship is extended to you, my friend. How have you been?
Very good. I like the tie, by the way.
Yeah, I picked this out for you. Peacocks are in.
Mm-hmm. It's a little gay, but it's all right.
I was waiting for that. That's the reason why I wore it right there, just so I could hear you say something's gay. Let's do a little background information on you real quick. First year was last year in our league.
Right.
Yep. You finished 19 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too good.
Well, you figure I come into first of all, I'm not a big fan of this keeper league thing because you coming into this league, you come in at a disadvantage because you get the crap team that somebody decided they didn't want. So I inherit shit to begin with. So I've got to build. I'm kind of like, I don't know, call us the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
So the first year they come in the league, they're not.
I like
very
this
good.
building shit analogy that you have going on.
They're not.
Okay.
They're not very good.
Okay.
So it takes time.
Now there's other.
And so hopefully you're going to start to see. You look at my roster now. You're starting to see the resemblance of a pretty good team. You just don't understand why I'm losing.
Now, 9 and 13 last year as an expansion team. There's other expansion teams that came in the league. Norman, 11 and 11 last year. Robbie Rivera, 11 and 11 last year. Even Chrissy, for crying out loud, had 10 wins. They were all into the same situation you were, but yet
True.
they flourished a little better.
Yeah, I have to go back and look at last year, but injuries play a role sometimes in how successful you are. Look at this year.
Now, that must have been depressing for you to go 9 and 13, I imagine.
Oh, it's very difficult.
Now,
to lose anything. Typically, I just don't lose.
You were the 7th place team out of 8 teams in the division, but by the miraculous lottery system, you had a 10% chance, and you were in the playoffs. Then
Find a way.
How'd you feel after that happened?
I felt I was going to win the whole thing.
Oh, did you? Now,
and I should have. I should have at least made it through the playoffs, through my first round.
Now you lost to.
Go back and look at that.
You lost to the Rocks, Mark Doucet's team, by 1 point, 43 to 42. I remember a key non-pickup from you. You didn't take Ron Dane. Mark did. Ron Dane had a fantastic game, 26 points, I think, something like that, and sent you basically out of the playoffs. And at the time, what a bizarre way to leave. Ron Dane, your name's Dane.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of that?
He got lucky.
Yeah. Well, Mark's maybe just about.
So that's last year. Now we're to this year.
Now we're at this year, and you started out 1 and 4.
But do you want to analyze that 1 and 4? Should we go back to analyze the 1 and 4? Because the Chargers are 1 and 4, right?
Is this another pile of shit?
Kinda. The
Okay.
Chargers are 1 and 4, but they're too good of a team to be 1 and 4. How the hell are the Chargers 1 and 4?
Gotcha.
Or the Saints 0 and 5?
Oh yeah,
So there's some
perplexing.
So you take a look at, and I'd also like to mention in 5 weeks, 2 of those 5 weeks I've scored the most points at any of you queers. So top point scorer. The weeks that I've lost, Mark Bulger, my drafted quarterback, first round my first quarterback picked, just the dud of the season.
You released him. He's gone.
I did release him.
Now that kind of gets me to my next point. You are the maybe the master of dropping and picking players up.
I am.
Last week there was a lot of talk about you, Dante Stallworth, and
That was a good one. Thanks, Les.
And Lee Evans, who did okay.
Yeah.
He did all right, but you were.
I might let him go.
And they came through for you.
Yep.
But a lot of times,
120 points.
A lot of times you picked up
Number
players.
1 top point scorer last week.
But a lot of times you've picked up players and they have not.
I'm a gambler. You got to take some risks. You got to look at matchups, and that's what I do. I might start a different wide receiver every week.
Oh, can we? Is that are you making that prediction here?
It's pretty close.
Well, I'm gonna different receiver.
Wide receiver every week.
This is unbelievable stuff we're getting here, right? Different. Well,
Wide receiver.
We'll keep track of that every week.
Every week.
And you think this will help you win?
I will win.
Wow. Now,
and I will say, I can almost and this is a lot of speculation, but
Sure.
running backs alone, I probably own the top 2 out of the whole league.
Well, you got Brian Westbrook,
I've got Brian Westbrook.
who is injury prone.
He is. That's what I'm saying. So there's a
He's a
lot
little
of
dainty.
variables.
He's a little dainty.
I have Brian Westbrook.
He's like a flower. He's a flower running through there.
He's a flower that scores a lot of points.
Okay.
I have
I'm
Ronnie
trying to
Brown.
make you. I'm trying to make you look gay a little bit.
Yep. I have Ronnie Brown,
Okay.
who happens to be the number 1 fantasy football running back.
Who would have knew that going in?
I maybe the guy that drafted him.
Oh. Now I really enjoyed the smack talk about Keith Kenton that you picked up.
Kenton Keith.
Kenton Keith, yeah, Kenton Keith,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, whoa, Kenton Keith, woo, Kenton Keith. Now he's probably going to be back on the bench now.
Well,
He's what we call a one-hit wonder.
so let me remind you that we're in a keeper league.
Sure, sure.
So when I drafted Kenton Keith, I didn't even draft him. I picked him up, free agent. So just diamond in the rough. I picked him up simply as a backup to Brian Westbrook and Ronnie Brown. Westbrook and Ronnie Brown are my 2 starters, my 2 horses. Kenton Keith is just to get me through the bye weeks. Which, by the way, go look at last week and his point production.
Yeah.
A lot of that is luck, I will say, because Adai was hurt. Kenton got the start. Just happened to work out to be my bye week.
Hurt the Brew Crew with Adai hurt. I think the Brew Crew started Adai. You got to wonder if Les is actually looking at his lineup. There was the whole controversy a couple weeks ago with his wife doing his lineup, blah, blah, blah. The beast is way out of there. Who's your favorite one-hit wonder group, by the way?
Like a music group?
Sure, yeah.
Devo.
Oh, Whip It.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of another one. We should dress as Devo for Halloween. That would be good with the little hats and the tight
I think I
shirt.
still have my outfit from high school.
I think I could look good in the tight shirt. I think you could too. You're looking really good, buddy.
Thank you.
Seriously. Let's talk a little bit about this year. Last year you came in the league and you're basically known for obviously not wins or losses. Well, maybe losses, but more for the smack talk. No, it's right here. Remember?
Oh,
if you
that's
finished
mine?
your beer first,
Oh.
you got it. Dane was the first to finish his beer, so there you go. You get the prize beer. The big thing with you kind of busted on the scene and you really mixed up the smack talk. It went from, wiener jokes and I did your mom to a sophistication, higher level of thinking. A lot of, I'll be honest, as the commissioner, I get a lot of phone calls saying, I'm not sure if the man whores are ripping on me. They call me up and they're like, the Moshan's a little confused. Sometimes Aaron's like,
That's the crack he's smoking.
I see. But this year there has been kind of a lack of smack.
Well, I think I mentioned in one of my posts, was it a post or an email or something, but I'm maturing. And so it's just, I think a little